Now, forewarned weather with Ashlee Baracy.
Well, we made it to Friday, folks, and it's going to be a fantastic forecast and not just end the week, but we're going to roll that into a warmer weekend ahead. So 57 degrees right now in the city, 47 in Ann Arbor, 51 in Pontiac, and Monroe at 50. We have calm winds to a light northwesterly breeze, but mostly calm, and that has allowed a little bit of some patchy fog to develop, especially in our northern communities and then off west towards Ann Arbor. Sunrise, well, it's less than an hour away, and we're going to hold on to that sunshine throughout the day. 7:45 will be your official sunset time. So bus stop forecast, as probably getting those lunches packed up, kids shuffled out the door. Well, we'll be in the 50s, most of us at pickup, and then we will be into the low 80s this afternoon. So a very pleasant day, a little warmer for those after school activities. But then, of course, we have Friday night football, and those temperatures slide once we get past sunset. So I think that we'll be in the mid 70s for kickoff, feeling nice, upper 60s by game's end, staying dry. So our Local 4 game of the week is Rochester Adams versus West Bloomfield, but this is really a similar forecast for all the games across town. Clouds and radar. We want to show you how this is kind of shaping up for the weekend when it comes to those rain chances. So I will stop the clock midday Saturday. So this is a look between about 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon where we get that passing shower. It'll be a pretty quick passing shower, as I'll just go ahead and advance this by 3 o'clock. Most of that is out of here, but it's worth noting you saw that passed by Ann Arbor, so you might get a little drip or drop right around kickoff out in the big house come tomorrow. Fingers crossed that we can dodge that. In fact, if we were to see the rain, it'd be nice if we could push it a little farther north, because our drought monitor still showing that we have dry conditions along and north of M59. So that's really where we could use some of that rain. So I did put a pleasant tailgating forecast in for tomorrow in Ann Arbor, but then if you're going to the game, that noon kickoff, 77 degrees, will also include the slight chance for some rain. 82 degrees by game's end, a few clouds, but we're dry at that point, and expect temperatures to be awfully close to that for the kickoff in East Lansing. It's a later kickoff, so you might get a little passing shower for tailgating, but I just wouldn't bank on seeing the rain across most of the area. Temperatures continue to trend above average, that temperature outlook well above average, so it might not feel like it's apple orchard or cider mill weather, because the average high mid 70s, but it's going to be almost 10 degrees above it as we head into Sunday and into the early part of next week. We have low to mid 80s hanging around for a while, but at least it's a dry forecast, so maybe try to get out before you get to the peak heat of the day to some of those places to take in the nice fall activities across town. There's that chance for rain on Saturday, but otherwise we're going to be drying out, and even those overnight lows will be on the milder side through next week.
Forecast.
Well, it's another nice day as we'll hold on to sunshine and temperatures rising back into the low 80s. Great way to kickstart the weekend, and that 7-day temperature trend above average. 76 is the average high. We'll be into the 80s over the next 7 days, with really Sunday and Tuesday the warmest days of the next week. As far as rain chances, well, a slight little chance for a passing shower come early Saturday afternoon. Otherwise, a pretty dry stretch ahead as well.
Now, forewarned weather with Exact Track 4D.
Today's forecast throughout the afternoon, we're rising into the low 80s, so the summer feel in the air, mostly sunny skies in the forecast, and definitely above average temperatures. So we take that into your Friday night football games. Local 4 game of the week, Rochester Adams against West Bloomfield. But this forecast would be conducive to all of the games across town. 74 degrees for that kickoff, upper 60s by game's end. So we're cooling off slightly, but still, I would say pretty much t-shirt weather for high school football. We're going to keep warm through the weekend, but then we're adding just the minimal rain chance in the forecast for Saturday. So as we zoom through this computer model data, I'll stop the clock between about 12 and 1, and that's where we do get this light passing shower. Now the green would indicate just kind of a lighter precip. We're not looking at really heavy rain. But right now, it looks as if it could be around Livingston, Washtenaw, Wayne County on south. I'm going to really point out Washtenaw County because during this time, there's going to be a game going on in the big house. So you might see a little shower passing by for the Michigan game. But by 3, a lot of this is pushed east and fizzled out. And so if we do see this come to fruition, well, then you get that little light passing shower, but still not everyone sees it. And in fact, that's still not a slam dunk that we get that rain. So just a heads up. Pack that little poncho in your back pocket if you're heading inside the stadium. But if we get the rain, it'd be nice if we could push it just a little farther north. Let's say about M59 northward, because on our drought monitor, we do have dry conditions that are being reported as you work your way closer to the Thumb region. So talking more about college football, noon kickoff, Central Michigan and Michigan. I'm going to put that slight chance for a shower. Otherwise, it's a pretty pleasant tailgating window there in the 70s throughout the morning. 82 by game's end, because by game's end, we're at the peak heat of the day. Similar temperature off in East Lansing for kickoff. Later kickoff, 3:30. Michigan State taking on Youngstown State. And you have that slight chance for that passing shower throughout tailgating, but it will be dry and a warm afternoon for the game over at Spartan Stadium. Temperature outlook. So over the next 6 to 10 days, we will be well above average. And really the above average trend is going to take us through the end of the month. But as we compare temperatures to average highs, by Sunday, given that we've bumped the forecasted highs up a bit, now that we're saying dry Sunday, we are almost 10 degrees above that average. And so I know it's apple orchard season, but it feels like we are in the middle of summer. So mid 70s are where we should be. We're looking at low to mid 80s as we extend all the way into a good chunk of next week. So right now I'm just keeping that a slight chance for Saturday. And that's just, I want you to be prepared in case you get that passing shower, but don't plan on it being a washout. We dry out Sunday. We stay pretty dry throughout next week. Highs in the 80s. Overnight lows are still on the mild side, mid 50s, right around 60.